My name is Elder Lenny Robinson.
My name is Ivan Rawls.
My name is Kasim Aboti Walters.
Well, my father was a tractor trailer driver, long distance, and I used to love, what made him unique to me was when he come home from one of his trips. He would put me in the trailer with him and sit on his lap, and he would teach me how to drive. I looked forward to that, just to spend some time with him. He'd get me ice cream and things like that there, but just spending that time with my dad meant so much to me.
When I was younger, my father was an acute disciplinarian. Wasn't too much conversation, a lot of discipline.
The relationship with my father, so complicated, man. Let's see. There's no relationship, unfortunately, but there's hope, and for many years, I didn't realize why I was so angry, and, I wasted efforts on, trying to figure out, like, why is there no relationship, or I need this relationship, I must have this relationship. And then you realize somehow, some way, like, natural relationships from other father figures kind of formed.
For my father being a black man, there wasn't too much communication about love and affection. Sometimes he worked 2 jobs. So it really wasn't too much time for love and going places and doing things that I would have loved to have done with him, that I did with my sons, which was take them to baseball games, take them outside and play baseball with them, play basketball with them, try to show them some things, the finer things about sports, talk to them, suggest readings to them, take them to museums, try to culture them the best way I could.
Well, I think the lack of relationship, that I have with my dad is going to affect me, but it's about how much of it do I allow to affect me. I think of course it's going to affect me because there's some things I can't look back to say, how did my dad do this and how will I do this now? I had father figures, but those father figures also had kids of their own. So I was never really a child of those father figures. So I can't say to my son, hey, my dad once did this, or I can't say, hey, just like grandpa, he did this. So as far as like that legacy I'm trying to create, that it affects that huge because, even there's going to be questions, there's going to be moments, there's going to be times where my children are going to ask me questions about their grandfather, and I can't lie to them, I can't answer them. Even if I wanted to lie, what would I say? So I do think about that every day, and when the idea of children come up, but it sucks. And
With your child, do everything with them, man. Everything, because life is short. Life is short. You don't know, I don't know how long I'm gonna still be here to cherish my children and my grandchildren.
It's so hard because as a parent, as a father, especially as a black man, you know what's out there and you try to give them so much. You try to give them so much so that they can protect them. You want to protect them, but you can't be with them all the time. You want to be that shield around them. So all you can really do is from the very beginning is give them information.
But if you are a good influence on them, most likely, they will implement some of your values in their lives. They may go astray. Mine went astray, but he came back.
Because there's so many connections to my dad that I have, but because he wasn't ready to be a great father, he'll never be able to pass those down to me. So I'll hear of it through stories. When I asked my mom, where did the dancing come from? My dad was a part of it's the principal ballet company for Guyana. you know. And when I hear these things, I can't get footage, I can't get anything, but I know, you know, that gene was passed to me from my father, from the great man my father was.